What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the podcast, New Form of Mind. Before we get into this video, subscribe to the page, give this video a thumbs up, and also comment down any subjects that you would like for me to discuss, anything that we can engage with, and let's get to it. So, what I wanted to do with this video is I really wanted to get into nutrition. Because I think now, moving in with fitness, there's just this big misconception, just with how you need to go about your training program. And I believe in, your training regimen, you should have it planned out. But a lot of people, just when you're going into fitness, they don't understand just how important nutrition is. Again, with that being said, how they should do the supplementation. So when I'm meeting my clients and I'm talking with my clients, one of the biggest things we speak about is the nutrition, what they're eating, what they're used to, what your diet is like. And a lot of my clients do not know. I can't make this up. I was speaking to a client, and I always ask, what do you eat for breakfast? What did you eat for breakfast? And they were telling me they didn't do any carbs. So, I listened. They said, what did they say they had? They had, I think it was like eggs and oatmeal. So I'm like, read that back to me again. Eggs and oatmeal, which is great. And I'm like, but I thought you said you didn't have any carbs. They're like, no, I didn't have carbs. I just had energy. So, and it just goes to show that I think just this country, we have a misconception about nutrition. So the first thing I want to start with is carbohydrates. Carbohydrates they're the best thing you can do. You need to utilize carbohydrates. Carbohydrates, you need it for brain function, right? So what is a carbohydrate? Because a lot of people don't know, right? We just know starches are bad for you. Carbohydrates is a list of things: sweet potatoes, red potatoes, white potatoes, brown rice, white rice, oatmeal, all those good stuff. Potatoes are good for you too. But oatmeal is good for you. Potatoes, all that good stuff. Fun fact, if you're a banana person, right? So bananas actually have more carbohydrates than potassium. A potato has way more potassium than an actual banana. Fun fact, don't say I never taught you anything. Another thing I wanted to add is the brown rice and the white rice feud that's been going on forever. So I'm going to break down what it is, okay? So first things first, you have something called a glycemic index. And what that is, it's a scale. So imagine a scale from 0 to 100. It takes a list of our foods and it ranks them, again, from 0 to 100. So your brown rice, that's going to be a little bit on the lower side, while your white rice is going to be on the higher side. So your brown rice is a low glycemic carbohydrate, right? Low glycemic means it digests longer. Why does it digest longer? Because it has fiber, and it's a complex carbohydrate, the fiber, where the white rice, it's not going to have as much nutrients. So if I was to show you the back of white rice, I'm going to show you the back of brown rice, they're going to be literally a match in calories. The brown rice a little bit higher in calories because of the fiber and it being a complex carbohydrate. So if you were to put those together, in all reality, what's really healthier for you, especially seeming as if you're in a caloric deficit, right? So that goes to lead me back to what I was saying with the carbohydrates. You need those carbohydrates. So when I started working out, right, my biggest thing, I didn't know what I was doing. I got my whole nutrition regimen from a guide. Right? When I started as like 8 years old, when I started eating on my own, I ate whatever I want, cereal, whatever I wanted, when I wanted, how I wanted it. So when I started working out, doing push-ups, I did calisthenics all in my room. I said, you know what, something's not right. I knew that my nutrition was going to get me to the next level. So looking into this book, I'm looking in the book and it had this cookie cutter nutrition plan. Eat 6 times a day. Protein, carbohydrate, vegetable. I didn't know nothing about macronutrients. All right, I literally just knew whatever the book told me. The protein, carbohydrate, veggie. Protein, carbohydrate, veggie. 6 times. And what that does is eating those 6 meals, that's going to actually speed up your metabolism. Your metabolism, that's what's going to help your body lose the weight, gain muscle, all that good stuff. So I did that, and that's going to speed up your metabolism. So having those nutrient-dense meals, putting that in your body, that's going to help you out. So if you're starting your fitness journey and you're not sure what you should be eating, what I would do is I would start it out. I would do anywhere from 4 to 6 meals a day. Now, I would add a carbohydrate. I would add, I would add a vegetable and a good protein, a very lean source of protein. So next is what I really want to talk about is protein. So your protein, a lean source of protein, is going to help you get to whatever your goals are. Now, a lot of things that people don't know is what's a lean source of protein. Chicken, eggs, fish, beans, all those things are going to help you out and also speed up your metabolism. The more protein that's actually in your diet is going to help you burn calories and also burn that fat, speed up your metabolism as well. So when you're making these meals, your meals, that's what I call them, your meals should literally compose of those three things: a protein, a carbohydrate, and a vegetable. So now you're starting your fitness journey. You're in the gym. You know you have your whole split. You know you're going to the gym Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So now you're wondering what you should eat. The best thing I do with my clients, it depends on where you are. I think macronutrients and measuring your food and going for your macros, I don't think that's overdoing it, but I think it's overwhelming, especially where you are in fitness and where you are with your goal. I think the best way to get you on a nice and narrow road is just planning out your food and just grabbing lean sources from each. So if I were to say you take 4 to 6 meals out your day, protein, vegetable, carbohydrate, and let's just say your portion size is about the palm of your hand, or if you keep the calories, let's say you take your body weight, you times it by 12, and you go by that overall caloric goal, but you stay within the food category sources, I think that would be a great way to start it out. So when you're creating your meals and you're doing that, I think that would be a very good road. Another thing I want to really, really dive into is just the stigma of what we perceive is good and what we perceive is bad. So now kind of getting away from the carbohydrates, because we realize that carbohydrates are something we need, not only for brain function, but just for our performance, right? Because if you're working out, depending on how many days you're working out in the gym, you need that for fuel and you need that for energy. Next, I want to get into is the fats. Now, there is a such thing as good fats. You need fats. That's also going to give you energy. So let's just say you're dropping your carbohydrates and you wanted to pick up on your fats. Your fats are also going to give you energy. So the good fats that you can include in your diet are almonds, some mixed nuts, almond butter. Those are good fats. So now depending on what your body type is, right? So when I started, I was chubby. So I knew subconsciously, I think we all know, if you want to lose weight and you're a bigger person, you need to eat less, work out more, right? That's what we're told. So you want to take in less calories, but a lot of people, I know what everyone does is when they hear to eat less, they start to starve their body. So you wake up in the morning, you eat a yogurt with a banana. Lunchtime is a salad. Dinner time is a salad, and you're hungry, but you have to feed your body. I tell all my clients, you have to treat your body like a car, and you have to feed that. You have to put fuel in that car if you want that car to work. So fats are something that you can utilize that's going to help your metabolism out as well. Again, you have a list of good fats. Again, almond butter, avocado is a really good source of fat. So if you're someone and you're trying to lose weight and you wanted to play, say you're feeling weary on the carbohydrates, you can go back and forth. So let's say one day you have a really high carb day, right? Let's say you're having a really big workout and you really need to fuel up and your carbohydrate level is fairly high, then I wouldn't really have my fats too high, because we don't gain weight necessarily because we're eating carbohydrates or we're eating fats. You gain weight because you're just overeating in every single category. So it's not that you need to stay away from carbohydrates and this starch is good and this starch is bad. We gain weight because we're just indulging in way too much food, and we're also not tracking it, right? You're not tracking it in no way, shape, or form. So you definitely should track your food. But as far as you're eating, you should know what you're eating, where you're getting it from. If you're eating protein, where are you getting your protein from? Your carbohydrates, where are you getting your carbohydrates from? How are you making your carbohydrates? Are you putting butter in it? How are you cooking it? And the same thing with your fats. So now, and again, I can only compare it to my journey and my client's journey. So when I started seeing some success with my nutrition, that's when my fitness journey and just my performance in the gym really started to pay off. So when I went to college and I started meeting a lot of people, I really learned a little bit more about nutrition, right? Knowing what my body takes, because everybody's body is going to be different. What works for A is not going to work for B, right? Let's say A needs to take in 3,000 calories and B needs to take in 2,500, 2,000 calories, and that's what's gonna work for him to make him optimal. You know what I mean? So the further I got and I started to learn, okay, protein really is good for me. I do need to eat a little bit more protein because my goal is I want to get stronger, et cetera, et cetera. That's what I had to do. But I think the biggest hurdle is that I try to explain to people and also my clients is that your nutrition is huge. What you do in the dark and what you practice at home, that's always going to determine and put out the factor is if you're reaching your goals, right? What are you putting into your body? Do you know that you need carbohydrates? Do you know that you actually need protein? Do you know that eating every 2 hours is good for you, right? Do you know eating every 2 hours, that's going to help your metabolism? That's going to speed up your metabolism. That's going to get protein synthesis to work, which I think a lot of people don't realize. And I always tell everybody, my clients over and over on my Instagram, your nutrition is key. I think having a performance in the gym and going to the gym is great. Going to the gym is awesome. But if you're not really focusing on nutrients-dense meals and nutrients-dense food, you're not getting that nutrients in, your body's not going to work the way you want it to work. So if you go on my channel and you look at the previous video, letting you know the supplements I take. All supplements they're literally what it is. It's supplementation for the real thing. So if I ran out of my protein, I ran out of my Opti Greens, I ran out of my Opti Reds, I would actually still be okay because I keep my daily routine. Every day I wake up in the morning, I have a very nutrients-dense breakfast. I have my eggs. Eggs are very good for omega-3 fatty acids, which helps with brain function. I have my eggs in the morning. Every day I have oatmeal. Right now, another fun fact. Your oatmeal is a superfood. I have a list of superfoods. Quaker oats, Ezekiel bread, sweet potatoes, eggs, and fish. I think I have a little bit more. Oh, spinach definitely. But that's what my breakfast composed of. I do my oatmeal. Oh, that's what I was saying with the oatmeal. Your oatmeal, it is going to help you if you have high cholesterol, right? So you're going to eat your oatmeal. It's low glycemic, so when you're eating that oatmeal as it digests, your insulin levels are not going to spike. It's not going to make you crash later because a lot of people, they wake up in the morning and they eat this shitty breakfast that's filled with sugar. So it's going to put you on a high and you're going to crash later. You implementing these good habits into your diet is going to give you a healthy weight. So the oatmeal is very low glycemic, so you're going to get a little bit of fiber, and it's going to keep you full. Fiber is the trick to a lot of things, and that's why if you're going to the doctor or if you're getting involved with a nutritionist, they're going to recommend things like brown rice and sweet potatoes because they're fibrous. They're complex carbohydrate, corn. And what that does is it keeps you full. So it kind of tricks the body and it tricks the mind to make you believe you're full because it's all about the nutrients-dense meals. So that's what I do with my breakfast. So if I didn't have any of my supplements, I would still be okay because I understand that nutrition comes first. All my supplements do, like I said in my last video, it just complements all the hard work and my nutrition that I'm naturally doing. So with that being said, if you're just getting into the gym, I really want you to do this. I want you to start out with 4 meals, right? A breakfast, a second breakfast, a lunch, and a dinner. Space your meals out. Let's say your first one is you're done eating by 7:30 a.m. You're doing your next meal by 10 o'clock. You're doing your next meal by 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and then you're doing your last one by 5:30. Each meal, I want you to add a healthy source of protein. Let's say you do the palm of your hand for each, right? Just so you're not overwhelmed and you're getting into measuring, right? Because this is all about general health. This is not about bodybuilding. I think they're all in the same line with each other, but this is just for the individual who wants to make a change and you're totally in the blind. You don't know what exactly you want to do. Try this out. You take your 4 meals, and each meal you do a healthy protein, you do a healthy carbohydrate, and you add a vegetable to it. So let's say your breakfast. You do an egg white omelet. I like to put spinach in mine. I think anything green and leafy is an A+ in my book. Let's say your breakfast, you do an egg white omelet with some spinach in there and a little bit of fruit. You do a half a cup of oatmeal, and let's say you do some almond butter. So, right, let's break meal number 1 down. That's protein, that's a healthy carbohydrate, and that's also some fats in there as well. That's number 1. Meal number 2, let's say just for that second meal, you have about a 4 to 5 ounce grilled chicken, a cup of brown rice, and then a veggie of your choice. Let's break down meal number 2. That's a healthy, lean source of protein, carbohydrate, veggie. Number 3, you do fish, haddock, salmon, your choice, right? So you have fish. Let's say you do a half a sweet potato, and you do asparagus. Same thing. It's a protein, it's a carbohydrate, it's a veggie. And let's say you do one more meal, and let's say we do this one in the evening. Whatever. You can do the same thing. You can do another grilled chicken, another cup of brown rice, and your choice of veggie. Now, if you break all of those meals down, all of those meals are nutrients-dense meals. Now, and if you wanted to get into your numbers, if you were to break it down, that's probably around 100 grams of protein, roughly around 150 grams of carbohydrates. And because you had the fish in there, that's probably like around 45 grams of fat. That right there is a very good day of eating, and it's nutrient dense. So your body soaks in that nutrients, and with that nutrients, it actually goes and it helps your metabolism. So a lot of people don't eat like that. A lot of people, I think they're relying on their training, they're relying on their cardio, and they're running, but you're not understanding that you need to eat and fuel your body because you're using that you're using that energy when you're working out. And also, that same energy that you're putting in your body is going to go towards your muscles, and it's going to help you gain the lean muscle mass you want, or it's going to help your body and it's going to help your metabolism, and you're going to lose that fat that you're trying to do, but you don't realize it because you're not eating. So try that out. Tag me in it. Put your comments down low. So my Instagram is going to be right in the description. Thank you for listening. Again, this is my podcast, New Form of Mind. Again, really try that out, and that will help you to your goals. So keep track of that. Write down your meals. Try that for about 6 to 8 weeks, that same meal, Monday through Sunday. Subscribe to this channel. Thank you for listening. This is going to be out on all platforms, iTunes, Spotify. But what I really want, if you're someone and you're listening to this and this helped you, subscribe to the channel, give this video a thumbs up, and also comment down below. Let me know if there's anything else you want to know or anything else you want me to speak on, if it worked for you, if it didn't work for you. And yeah.